Hello, good afternoon, and welcome everybody to the webinar organized by La Polity, Department of Political Science, Kirorimal College, University of Delhi, in collaboration with Praja Foundation on the topic of the status of urban governance in India. We all agree that decentralization is perhaps one of the most sought after prescription for ushering good and transparent governance. Grassroots and participatory democracy has been the subject of abiding interest for political leaders, administrators, bureaucrats, policy designers, and think tanks. However, to many, especially during the initial years of the post-independence, democratic decentralization hinged primarily on the rural villages in India. And in fact, Mahatma Gandhi believed that cities were capable of taking care of themselves, and it was the rural hinterland that needed special attention to be made self-sufficient. Today, however, India appears to be on its way from the aphorism, India lives in villages, to India lives in cities. Urbanization in India is taking place at a rapid and breakneck speed, and it is faster than ever before. It is said, or rather estimated, that every minute more than 30 people are migrating to the urban cities from the rural areas in India. And we all know that if the trend continues unabated, the country's urban population is likely to reach, some predict, whopping 600 million in about a few years from now. It is also true that cities are centers of growth. Cities are hubs for development of India. And the country's transformation depends directly on the governance, sustainable urbanization, and far-sighted urban planning and development of urban infrastructure. Accordingly, Niti Aayog, for example, says that India almost requires 40 trillion rupees investment in next one decade to overhaul the infrastructure, whereas the revenue of all the municipal corporations put together is no more than 1.2 trillion. Approximately, that makes it just 1% of the GDP. So we are substantially underfunded, and urban institutions are crumbling. Municipal corporations are starved of funds, starved also of expertise to bring about this rapid urban transformation which is required in India today. What is also interesting is that in the past, urbanization and its concomitant challenges commanded very little interest or low priority in the national political discourses. However, this has absolutely changed recently because of, we can say, the economic and the demographic shift to the mega cities, and because of also the acknowledgement of the decay which the urban conglomerates are facing. And this is drawing urgent and persistent attention of all the relevant stakeholders. We are sure, we can almost sort of forecast and predict that in the coming years, the urbanization is going to continue in India almost unchecked. And the concerns for urban planning, municipal finances, urban housing, livelihood, air quality. We face that every year in Delhi, or almost throughout the year now. The problems of urban transportation, medical facilities now has come. We are woefully short of medical facilities, and we realize that during the COVID time also. So we are battling these kind of challenges and drawbacks in the urban design, urban sustainable cities. So we require this kind of crucial attention, very deep insight, and also policy priorities is needed for rectification or changes in the urban infrastructure. It is also time for the country to engage in this serious debates, on the size of the city itself, the impact on the overall, livability for the urban dwellers. And this is often missed, because we see in various reports and various observations that mega cities are often exalted by policymakers by the virtue of the contribution that they make to the national and the state economy. However, it is often at the cost of this sharp deterioration of the environment and the quality of life for the common people. And we as Delhiites and people in Mumbai, Bangalore, any mega city in India face this almost every day. It's become part and parcel of our daily drudgery and plight, actually, when you're living in one of these big cities in India. And mega cities are also, abysmally, I would say, low or fail on the benchmark of equity, which is an important indicator of good living. A massive rise in the land cost puts decent housing, basic services beyond the reach of the middle classes. So leave alone the poor, farmers and the migrants or jobless community, which come to the cities looking for livelihood and basic facilities. So it's not even possible to think about how big is the gap we are talking about, actually. And indeed, the larger the cities, the more anti-poor it appears to be, because this adversely impacts, this shortfall adversely impacts the homeless, the migrants, the women, the children, and the elderly more severely, I would put it that way. And there is this, therefore, the strong case to strategize nationally in favor of decentralized, devolved, urban governance, and to sort of make the institutions of urban governance more robust, accountable, transparent. So to delve deeper into, to explain these myriad concepts or challenges that as common citizens we face in urban India, we have with us Mr. Aviral Narayan Dubey. Mr. Aviral Narayan Dubey has done MTech in Urban Development and Management from Terry School of Advanced Studies, and currently is working as a project officer at Praja Foundation. He holds expertise, particularly in regard to urban areas, and is also, engages regularly with the elected political representatives, civil society organization, and also the young students at the university to build the perspective and also to build the capacity regarding urban governance. So thank you very much once again, and really looking forward to hearing from you, Mr. Dubey, on this very significant and vital topic of status of urban governance in India. Thank you very much.